Alright, so first and foremost, give all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
the Lord and the Apostle Great Milton that rule will. Shalom to all the brothers in the highways and byways that doing the work sincerely and faithfully, continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord willing, we'll find that number to be delivered. Until then, we're going to keep on pushing this word. May the Lord have mercy on us to deliver us from the destruction that He has set from this place called Babylon the Great. All right, so we got a little brother over here inquiring about his nationality, and it's imperative that he knows this. And what we're going to tell you is this: what we just said was Yahweh, which is the Heavenly Father's name, who the people call God, in the name, Bahashem, in the name of His Son, whom the world English calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahushai. These were terms, God and Jesus Christ were terms that have been used throughout the whole world. Okay, and that's how people see the Lord. And well, I don't want to say the Lord because they really don't know the Lord, but that's the name they go by when they call upon the higher power, which you mentioned. Now you said to me, I asked you what your nationality was. You said, and you misunderstood me, but you said, what'd you say?
I said I believe in I don't really care.
Right, that which was a great answer. Now if I had asked you what your religion was and you made that statement, that's right on the money. And that's a spiritual thing. That was your spirit. Because you know, a lot of us have been misled throughout the course of time to understand that we have to have some type of religion. You're going to see the word religion in the Bible 5 times. And it goes back to the Greek word theos and threskos, which means to worship or to fear. All right? Now, the Lord, when He came, He didn't give, the Lord didn't give religion. He gave laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, prophecies. These are the things that the Lord sent down to give to His people Israel, the chosen people, which you are. You are the chosen people. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Go ahead.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
When He says thou, He's talking about all these people on the sign that you just saw. All right, from the so-called Negroes all the way down to the so-called Mexicans, because we're all one family. Though we have been divided. Give me Isaiah 11 and 11. Go ahead.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Lord has chosen the children of Israel to be a special people unto Him above all people on the face of the earth. Now to prove that, give me Deuteronomy 1 and 1. Yo, Elder, matter of fact, come here, brother.
Right now?
Yeah, give me that right now.
Deuteronomy 1 verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on the side of Jordan in the wilderness.
Right, these be the words that were spoken unto all Israel. So when it was spoken that the children of Israel are the Lord's people above all other people, now you got to ask yourself, do I want to be a part of that? Am I a part of that? Let me find out how I am connected to that, which is you're starting off right now. All right, so now your nationality, so your father is Puerto Rican, right? That would make you a Puerto Rican. But your father's an Israelite of the tribe of Ephraim, which make you an Israelite of the tribe of Ephraim. Now check this out. Give me, what is that?
Hosea chapter 9 verse 13.
Now Hosea 9 and 13. Now at one point in time, Puerto Rico, Port of Riches, was a very pleasant place. Why do you think a lot of people from this country and all over the world go to Puerto Rico? Why? Because it's a very pleasant place to be. It's a pleasant land. Now listen to what the scripture says.
He says, Ephraim,
the so-called Puerto Ricans, go ahead.
as I saw Tyrese, is planted in a pleasant place.
So when the Lord scattered the children of Israel and they came from the east over to the west area, the children of Israel, the Ephraimites, they landed in the island of Puerto Rico, Port of Riches, right? So he said, read it again.
He says, Esau, I'm sorry, still slips like y'all. Ephraim, that's Hosea chapter 9 verse 13.
Go ahead.
Ephraim, as I saw Tyrese, is planted in a pleasant place.
They're planted in a pleasant place, meaning the Lord put them in a pleasant place. Go ahead.
But Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer.
Ephraim's going to bring forth his children to the murderer, meaning this is where they're going to come. Because the majority of the Puerto Ricans come where? Here to America. You see? And the scriptures tell you, Ephraim, they were planted in a pleasant place, but they're going to bring forth their sons to the murder, which means this is the place where most likely a lot of our people come here, a lot of our people die here. They get sucked into the wickedness of what is taught in this kingdom, such as religion, if you will. Okay? A lot of people, a lot of Ephraimites, they're Roman Catholics. Okay? He's an Ephraimite. This brother's an Ephraimite. Okay, we got another brother up on the other side of the camp. He's also an Ephraimite. All right, but once again, this is only going to be received by the ears who the Lord opens up. You know, we had some other Ephraimites right there. They were listening, but they ain't got time for this. But be that as it may, you're going to have to go at some point, because I know you're with mom, but your biblical nationality, you are a Hebrew Israelite out of the tribe of Ephraim. Now, Ephraim, real quick, Ephraim was the head tribe of the northern kingdom, because you had two kingdoms. You had the northern kingdom, which was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Then you had the southern, you had the southern kingdom, which was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Then you had the northern kingdom, which was from Ephraim on down to Issachar. Now check this out. Hold on. You got that in Isaiah 11?
Yeah. Yep. This is Isaiah 11 and 11.
I'm going to give you a little bit of history right here. The scripture's going to give you a little history. Go ahead.
It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people,
Go ahead.
which shall be left from Assyria
ahead.
and from Egypt
Come on.
and Pathros
Go ahead.
and from Cush
Go ahead.
and Elam
Go ahead.
and Shinar
Go ahead.
and from Hamath
Go ahead.
and from the islands of the sea.
Now from the islands of the sea, that's another key indicator where our people is going to be. Puerto Rico is in the island, right? Of the sea. And this is where our people are going to be scattered throughout the islands of the sea. Keep reading.
And it says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nation.
Right.
And
Go ahead.
and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah
Right.
from the four corners of the earth.
Now, Judah was that head tribe. He's going to gather the dispersed of Judah. Read on.
And it says, and the envy also of Ephraim,
And the envy also of Ephraim. Because through the course of time, the so-called Puerto Ricans and the so-called black people, they've always had tension. There was always animosity between these two tribes, between these two people, even to this very day. Okay, some black people don't like Puerto Ricans and some Puerto Ricans don't like black people. But the Lord said he was going to dissolve all that. And now listen what he says. Go ahead.
And I'm going to read it one more time. It says, and the envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
Right, so therefore, the Lord's now going to take all that anger that they had for each other and cut it all off. Go ahead.
It says, Ephraim shall not envy Judah,
Ephraim shall not envy Judah. Go ahead.
and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
Why? Because, like I said, through history, there was always a constant battle between these two head tribes. You see? Read on.
And it says, but they shall fly upon the shoulder,
Right?
the shoulders of the Philistines towards the west.
That's right.
And they should spoil them of the east
Right.
together.
So the Lord's going to raise us up as he's seeing now. What you see here is a very small drop of what's actually going on out there. There's guys, brothers like us, all over the world. Now, if you got a computer or a cell phone, just look up Hebrew Israelites. Okay, you're going to see a lot of different camps, a lot of different groups, but I'm going to encourage you to look up GMS, Great Millstone. Now, there are a lot of brothers out there who are under the banner of Great Millstone, but just to give you guidance and instruction on how to follow, if you understand. You see? But you're a Hebrew Israelite. Now, give me Proverbs 20 and 24. I know you got to go, Mama, but I'm going to hit you with this last
20,
one.
24?
Yep.
Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord.
Right.
How can a man then understand his own ways?
So it wasn't just a coincidence that you and your mom and your friend over there was brought here today. Man's goings are of the Lord. You can be one of the hopeful elect to be delivered out of here. You know, because we seen you come up, you was eyeballing, you went back, you was talking to your mom, you was kind of looking back over here. That is the spirit that's inside of you being inquisitive right now. Okay? So you are a Hebrew Israelite, brother, and that's your true biblical nationality. Puerto Rico is just a title that was given to our people. As you see, so-called Negro, that's nothing but a title. So-called Jamaican, that's a title. So-called Dominican, those are titles, all right? Those were titles that were given by our captors and our oppressors. But now we're coming back to our true biblical nationality. And like the brother read in Deuteronomy, he said, the Lord has chosen you to be a special people unto himself above all people on the face of the earth. Now, if you go a little deeper, give me, dang, hold on. Give me 6 and 7. This is a Psalm 67, is it?
We look for
6 and 7.
Oh, no.
Of all the people? Yeah, second Ezra 6 and 7. Second Ezra 6 and 7. sometimes you get caught up and you start listening, and it's so intriguing. The Lord grabs you and keeps you here, and you're like, wow, because it's information.
6 and 54.
That's what. 6 and 54. Right.
We used to live in New York.
Oh, you used to see
you
brothers.
guys in Brooklyn. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That sounds like
All right,
sounds
my
like
man. So you
Brooklyn,
know.
that's
Yeah, we got brothers all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a good thing. So I'm gonna hit you with this last one. I know you got to be on your way, Mom.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
I got it.
Go ahead.
2 Ezra 6 verse 54.
Right.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Right, because we've been taught and told that Adam was the creator of all people. Go ahead.
Of him come we all.
Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
The children of Israel, the Lord has chosen. Go ahead.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord,
Go ahead.
because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Right.
As for the other people,
Go ahead.
which also come of Adam,
Go ahead.
thou hast said that they are nothing, but
Right.
be like unto spittle.
Now this is what the Heavenly Father said to Ezra. These other nations of people that come of Adam, he said they're as of nothing, but be like unto spittle. You know when you get a cold and you spit that phlegm out, you just walk away from it. You don't think twice about it, right? You just let it sit there and you keep it moving. That's how the Lord said he sees these other nations. But when it comes to the children of Israel, we are a peculiar and a special people unto him. And those children you are. See, y'all still live out in New York?
No, we live out here now.
You back here? All right, yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, we come out here every Sunday to teach the word, you know. And Lord willing, you know, you got little man, you got time, come get that word. You may be one of the hopeful elect.
That's right.
Through you, she may be delivered, you know, through your faith and your belief. All right? Yeah, what you got?
I got this is 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse I started at 24.
Go ahead.
As 23, and it said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth
Right.
and all of the trees thereof,
Yeah.
and that thou hast chosen thee on only one vine.
Go ahead.
It says, out of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit,
Go ahead.
and of the flower thereof one lily,
Yep.
and of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river,
Go ahead.
and of the built cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself.
Zion. To Zion in the Hebrew means the monument. That's us. We're the monument. We're the Lord's monument. So when he's speaking of all these characteristics of the lily, of the flower, and so on and so forth, that's who's referring to us. All right. So if you got a roll, we got you. All right. Hey, you a Hebrew Israelite, brother. Tribe of Ephraim. All right, my man. All right, be easy.
I just want to find this was since they already come anyway. So, Baruch chapter 2 verse 30.
Yep.
For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people,
Yep.
but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves.
Right, in the land of their captivity, we're remembering ourselves, man. Get Jake at his finest. That's Jake at his finest right now. So hold on to that, brother.
Notice that how it is all come down together, Ephraim and Judah. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna continue on. Give me Lord willing, Baba Shaw, 2 Ezra 15 and 15.
2 Ezra 15:15.
Yep.
So 2 Ezra chapter. Yeah, let's bring it out.
2 Ezra.
Yeah, I got it. 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 15,
Go ahead.
and he says, "For the sword and their destruction draw nigh."
Right, hold it right there. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. This is why we're coming out, man. This is why we're giving warning to the people. This is what we were set up to do, to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, to let you people know that the Lord is coming back to destroy this place, and to raise up the hopeful elect of the children of Israel to deliver us, to watch the destruction of this place go down, man. Go ahead.
In fact, moving to Bob verse 14 real quick.
Go ahead.
He says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein,
Go ahead.
for the sword and the destruction draw nigh."
Right, woe to the world, man. And we coming out to tell you, woe. We're coming out to tell you destruction unto the world. A lot of you people, man, you're gonna perish over here. A lot of you Israelites are gonna perish over here, right with the devil, right with the enemy, man. Because you are stiff-necked and you're refusing to come back to the Lord, man. You're refusing to repent because of what Esau has taught you. You believe that you can be all you can be here in Babylon. You can do whatever you want to do in Babylon. You don't have to take account for your actions here in Babylon. When's it gonna stop, man? It's never gonna stop because you're gonna die over here, man. Go ahead.
He said, and one people should stand up and fight against another.
And we coming to that point. One people gonna stand up and fight against another, man. This ain't all gravy out here, man. Just because you got these politicians talking about we're gonna build and rebuild, they've been talking that same shit for the past 30 years, man. We're gonna build an infrastructure. We're gonna raise up the people. We're gonna give you stimulus packages. All that's coming to naught, man. Here you are. You're giving out all billions of dollars in stimulus money. Well, how's it gonna get paid back, man? How are you gonna replenish the canteen, if you will? If you got a bank account and you keep spending and spending and spending and spending, how are you gonna replenish the canteen? America's doing the very same thing, man. It's spending and spending and spending. This is why this place is in trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, man. Trillions of dollars in debt. And nobody's gonna be able to pay it back. Nobody. So what's gonna happen? They're gonna start doing all kinds of wickedness, man. They're gonna implement that RFID microchip. They're gonna try to stick you with C Blue. Good old C Blue.
Yep.
C Blue booster.
Yep.
C Blue double booster. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing. So the
You're looking a crazier white boy than me. You guys I'm interested. I'm in your speech.
all right.
Yeah,
Well, sit tight, man. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. You still look crazy. Stop with that, man.
Come on.
That's just killing us already, man. You already fucking up, man.
Yeah, I'm ready to fuck up.
All right, so listen. So here we go. So the things that the government is doing, there's gonna be no stopping it, man. There's no stopping it. Because why? Give me that Habakkuk. But it says that nobody have a short. Habakkuk 2.
Oh.
Job. Yeah. Come on. 22 is it? Yep.
Job 20.
Yep.
Job 20.
That's two. Yeah. 4. Yeah.
Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old?
Right.
Since man was placed upon earth.
Right. Don't you know? Since man was placed upon this earth, these are the scriptures speaking right now, man. These are the prophets of the Lord speaking. Go ahead.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Right, the triumphant of the wicked is short. Now, who's the wicked? Give me Job 9 and 24. Somebody give me Job 9 and 24. Because you got to put these pieces of the puzzle together. It's just not a book where you sit on your mantle and let it sit there, man. You got to put this bad boy together, man. This is like a beautifully organized puzzle that only a certain select few can put the pieces together. Only a certain select few, my friend, can put these pieces together. Go ahead.
Job 9 and 24.
Go ahead.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
There it goes. The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. So if the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked, that means what? Who's ever ruling the money is in charge. Who's ever ruling the land structure, if you will,
Yep.
they're the ones that are in charge. And we know who that is. It's nobody on this sign that the Lord has given the earth to. Nobody on this sign in this time period that we're living. All right, come on.
The children of Israel in captivity.
Right.
That's who's ruling.
That's right.
I got
Yo, Jake turning scooters into damn high-powered luxury. Yeah, man, this shit is crazy. You know we at the end of this thing, man. Nigga ride a scooter with all kinds of bells and whistles and mag rims. It's just, yeah, got the blood punk system up in that thing, bro. All right, go ahead, brother.
Now I was going to bring in Malachi, you know, when he says in verse 4, he says, whereas Edom said we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right, and they were impoverished, and they returned, and they did build the desolate place. And one of the desolate places that they built was over here, known as America. They've come over here and erected all types of buildings and structures when the scriptures speak about you're not supposed to build no higher than 3 stories high. That's why a lot of people die in these skyscrapers before they catch fire, because they can't get to them. Now, what sense does it make, man? If you in a building that has 132 floors and something happens on the 90th floor and that whole shit is burning up, you stuck. That's what happened. Them Twin Towers went down. They started blowing them towers down, and people on the upper floors, they was jumping off the building. You had helicopters that was flying around. They didn't land on the helipad to evacuate some of the people. Why not? It's crazy, man. Now, if there was 3 stories high, everybody would have got out alive, man. Everybody would have got out safe. But they oppose everything that's in these scriptures, man. What was you gonna say, Elder?
I was going to say another thing to note for as far as how high the buildings are. When the buildings are lower, you can see when the sun goes down for to keep track of the days.
Days, yep, yep.
Well, once that, like when you could be in a place it'd be a little dark, but then you get past the taller buildings. Man,
Right.
the sun ain't even go down yet.
Right. You got these buildings here, and they minor buildings. But if something happens up there, ain't nobody getting saved out of there. If a fire starts ramping through this place, they dead meat up there, man. But once again, we dealing with the wicked who rules the earth right now, and the wicked is the one who controls the money. And if he controls the money, you ain't got to tap her. You ain't got to tap her. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Go ahead, read on, brother.
He says,
I got you. That's all right. It's the spirit. It's not me. It's the spirit of the Lord that's captivating you. I'm just a mouthpiece. We the guy, brother.
he said, thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right, because everything you see here is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles.
Right.
This whole place is going to be destroyed. All these missiles that they've created in this world, they're going to be used. They're going to be shot. They have built, but the Lord's going to throw down, man. Go ahead.
And he says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness,
Order of wickedness, what?
and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
So the Lord doesn't like a certain group of people out here, man.
I got an article for you real quick. Let
me get a couple scriptures. Let me get the elder right here.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs 29:2.
Go ahead.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And what that's telling you is, if you had righteous people in authority, you would be living a comfortable life. You wouldn't have to worry about whether or not, certain things going to be going down, or can you afford this and afford that, But what?
It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Right, especially here in Babylon. People are mourning right now here in America, man. People are in shambles right now. They don't know whether or not they're coming or going. You got a new so-called executive administration, and they don't even know what's going on, man. Your president right now, your chief of commander, he's about to have, he's damn near on the verge of dementia. He don't know what's going on. He doesn't, So all these things that are happening right now, because why? The wicked are in rule, and the wicked are bearing rule, man. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people.
Right, that's beautiful. An unwise king destroyeth his people. Now mind you, right? You had all these presidents up until present day, right? And each president that has taken office, things have gotten worse every single 4 years, man. Every 4 years, and every term that's passed has gotten worse. Okay? And now the people, they're being injected with Sea Blue. You're gonna find out real soon, man. You're gonna find out real soon. That's all we can tell you. Ain't nothing but a little bit of Sea Blue.
I got an article for you on elders.
Go ahead.
Now, this is from the newsbreakapp.com.
Go ahead.
And he says, top scientists reveal how doomsday could come much sooner than expected.
Now, why is America the only place that has a doomsday clock? They have a doomsday clock. Why is that? Because they know and they understand that they are the Edomites that are spoken of in the Bible. And they know and understand that the Lord is going to destroy this place with thermonuclear missiles. That's why you have these so-called world leaders trying to make treaties to eliminate some of the thermonuclear missiles that are on the planet right now. Because they believe if they can get rid of these thermonuclear missiles, the less portion of the earth is going to be destroyed. But America's going to be totally annihilated, wipe off the face of the earth, man. Obliterated. And this is the seat, man. This is that chief seat. This is the chief seat of wickedness right here. Everywhere you go, somebody talks about America. They can't stand it. They hate this place. It's wicked. They cheat, they lie, they steal. Okay? Go ahead,
Real quick, Elder. I got an article. I just searched Doomsday Clock, and the current time, at 2021, it says it's 100 seconds to midnight.
It's 100 seconds to midnight. So what's that? 2 hours? 100 seconds? Hour and
100 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, what's a minute?
It's a minute and-
a minute some change. That's a minute some change. I thought you said 100 minutes.
No, yeah, 100 seconds to midnight.
100 seconds till midnight. But that don't matter, man. That don't matter. Because the Lord is going to execute the vengeance upon this place when he's good and damn ready. Esau's trying to tell you he got the doomsday clock, but the Lord said no man knoweth the time.
That's right.
Now,
So your doomsday clock ain't worth a damn, man. But since you put it out there,
But the sentiment is they understand that their time is short.
right. Since, I was about to say it, but since you put it out there, you clearly know that your time is at hand, man. Your time is up.
we just read this all real quick. Elder, we just finish reading this, and let's see what these devils said. And he says, when you further down, he said both science and faith agree that the world will end at some point.
Right, now keep in mind now, give me Ecclesiastes 3, 3, forever by forever 3 and 3.
No, that's 1-4. That's 1-4.
Is it 1 and 4?
Yeah,
my
yes.
mind's like scrambled eggs lately, man.
Ecclesiastes 1-4, it says, one generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever.
Right, but the earth abideth forever. So don't think just because them nuclear missiles are going to be launched that the whole earth is going to be destroyed. The earth abideth forever. And going back to the end of the world, that's the end of Esau's world. That's the end of Esau's world. And that's where 2nd Ezra 7 and 6 comes in. 6 and 7. Yeah, give me that.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times?
Go ahead.
Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born of him,
Yep.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So when they're speaking about the end of the world, they're speaking about their end of their rulership. With their little doomsday clock of theirs. That's the end of their rulership. So they got 60 seconds before their whole shit comes crumbling down, according to their clock, according to their time. You see? Go ahead.
This is in Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Right.
It says, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Go ahead.
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
You got a short time.
That's right.
So you can see. It's not gonna be all that madness in the kingdom, man. All these motorcycles racing around, but they have but a short time. And if you look very closely, right, the infrastructure of this place is getting worse. Okay, the government structure is getting worse because why? They know there's but a short time, and now they're scrambling and getting feverish, if you will, to try to implement some type of structure. But it's over. So anybody that's not from this country, it'll behoove you to go back to the land that you came from. Because this is going to be known as a lockdown prison planet. Don't you know they're going to cut the airspace off? Don't you know there's going to be no fly zone, no more flying around here? They're already putting it in. If you ain't got that sea blue, if you ain't got that stuff that they're sticking in you, you ain't going to go anywhere. And that's killing people anyway. Go ahead.
Now let's continue and see what this devil says. And he says, we must all learn how to better protect ourselves. The sun, this is what Esau is saying, the sun won't be providing us heat and energy forever.
Right, well, once again, when you look at what's happening, right, they're spraying barium oxide because they're trying to prevent global warming, okay? If you believe in the Heavenly Father and the Son, their works are perfect, man. The sun, a light to rule the day. The moon, a light to rule the night. But the sun also gives off heat, which is good for us. Vitamin C, Vitamin D, Vitamin D. I'm thinking of orange juice. Right, Vitamin D. But at the same time, when they're spraying barium oxide, not only are they putting fine pieces of aluminum in the air, but that has to come down somewhere And once it does come down, what's it do? Why do you think people are all congested with all kinds of lung conditions, heart conditions, brain condition, everything you can possibly imagine? So they're trying to block out the sun and the healthiness of the sun because what? They're the devil. They're the wicked. Only somebody wicked would do that. Who would ever think to shoot a rocket at the moon? Why would you want to do that?
Exactly.
Why would you want to shoot a rocket at the moon? Go ahead, brother.
Another reason too, because in the scriptures it talks about if he was able to do away with those things, Israel won't be no more.
Right.
Oh,
That's true.
he's going toward
That's
this.
true.
He's going toward this article.
Yep.
Let me just
Go ahead.
let me just read it. And he said that, and unless we find a way to colonize other planets,
Right, and they're talking about going to Mars.
Yep.
Now, don't you know there's a set out in California that they use for the Mars exploration expedition? That's a set they got over there in California that they use. So what you're seeing, that little rover running around, that ain't nothing but a set. Now, they took the moon landing from that movie, Space Odyssey 2001. Now, if you go back to that set was the actual set that they used where Lance Armstrong and all them guys so-called landed on the moon. They've gone to the moon, right? And now they say there's no need to go back to the moon because we've already been there. Well, how foolish is that? And keep in mind, man, they got live satellites that can zoom in anywhere in the world. And they don't zoom in on that flag that's on the moon. You never see that.
Nope.
You see the still pictures of the Earth, and you see the still picture of the flag flying. And when you get, and they haven't even passed the Van Allen belt. I tell you, the only reason why they did what they did was because the Russians with Sputnik, they was this close from blasting off into space. And America said we must be the first. So therefore, they composed that movie set. Now, if you do your research, you'll find out that Donald Rumsfeld, he was the one who actually put that plane together, man. Go ahead, up.
This is Revelation 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come,
Right.
and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets,
Yep.
and to the saints, and them that fear thy name,
Go ahead.
small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Destroy them that destroy the earth. Who's destroying the earth? Who's in control of these big oil barges out in the middle of the ocean? Or the big oil tank cruise ship liners that are dripping, dropping, and spilling oil all in the world, man? Who's doing that? Who's the one that's spraying the barium oxide? Who's the one that's poisoning the food, man? Destroy them that destroy the earth. And we can give you a hint. We're gonna give you a few hints in a few minutes. Go ahead, brother.
and he said, and unless we find a way to colonize other planet, the human race is doomed.
See that? And this is what they're talking about, the human race being doomed. The Lord said there's no end of all the people, man. So how is it that the human race is doomed if the Heavenly Father, the Creator, through His servants and His prophets, said that there is no end to all the people? Because we got somebody in power, the devil, who's the so-called white man, if you will. And that word devil means deceiver. He's a liar and the father of it. He's lied about the way he got America. He lied about that. He lied about the so-called Negroes that he brought over in slave ships. He lied about that. He lied about Christopher Columbus coming over here, discovering America. He lied about that.
Yep.
He lied about what the Lord looks like. He lied about that. They don't want to hear it. Come out of here. He lied about everything. The Lord is a black man. You know that, right? He's telling you the truth.
I got
Telling you the truth.
one for you. This is John chapter 10, verse 10. And he said, the thief come not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that I am come that they might have life,
Right.
and that they might have it abundantly. Now, if I may, elders, now this devil man, that's in their nature. That's what they're all about: to steal, to lie, and to destroy. And about this article, man, you think that these devil will be satisfied, with what they have? They want to conquer the whole entire universe.
Right now, we attribute the thief being Esau today.
Yeah.
All right. When it speaks about the Jews who say they are Jews, that's all Israel. But we attribute to these devils today. day in this time period because they've taken on that role as being these people. So the scriptures speak about you live by this, you're gonna try to live by this law, you're gonna die by this law, man.
Yep.
All right? That's what the Lord said. What's going on, my man? Right. See this? Seen that sign before? My man. All right. My man. Yeah. I hear that. All right. We're gonna continue on. Go ahead.
I got an article for you.
Yeah,
you know. Now this is some from the CNN.com, and he says, coming this summer, gas station are running out of gas.
That's no surprise.
Yep.
Now check it out, right? Just to give you a little insight on how we know all these guys are set up, man. All these so-called presidents, they're all set up, man. Because what did Donald Trump say right before he left office? He said when Joe Biden takes office, if he takes office, you're gonna see your gas prices going up. That's like a BMW X6 right there, all souped up. Your gas price is gonna start going up. Your food prices are gonna start going up, and sure as shit, everything's happening in the very same fashion on what she said. So this whole thing's already been mapped out, man. Just saying, the scriptures say if it were possible, it would deceive the very elect, man. We on top of this thing.
And they say there's a chicken shortage, right? And here's the funny part about it. They blame it on the new chicken sandwiches that's going to all like the Popeyes, the McDonald's, you know, they got new sandwiches, and Chick-fil-A. So the devil, it is funny because like he always trying to escape it. So basically he the one went to the farms and did this stuff.
But I'll tell you, all this shit that he's doing with this meat, and it's all clone shit. It's all poison, man.
Right.
You know, he's gonna tell you there's a chicken shortage, so you can just accept the bullshit that he's putting together out of who knows what, man.
Right.
Esau's a mad scientist.
Right.
He's a mad scientist, and he will definitely put some shit together and make it taste real tasty, and people gonna accept it.
Right.
You're gonna get so accustomed to it. If you eating that bullshit, man,
Right.
you're signing your death certificate.
Now,
Yep. Go
now
ahead.
I type in Google, right? I type in what would happen if there's no gas, and he brought me to this. He says if there is no gas or it's prohibited to buy gas, there is no transportation services. No transportation services mean no products or food, since you have to bring it from farm and factories to market. No gas, no food, and product shortages usually means riot.
Give me Matthew 24.
I got it, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Which way am I from?
Oh, where you at?
I was gonna put no flesh be saved, but
Yeah, jump up to the top. Because it speaks about them famines. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Matthew 24, I'll start at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?
Right, even the disciples were inquiring about some of the things that the Lord was speaking about. And now we truly understand. Now we truly understand what the signs are, man. We don't know when the Lord's coming back, but we do know the signs, man. And that's why we come out and we prophesy about the signs. Go ahead.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?
Right, that's signs. We just mentioned the signs, right? What's going to be the signs of thy coming? Well, just look at the tensions that are going on in the world. Did not Ezra say there's going to be uprisings of the people?
Yep.
These are the times we're living in. Go ahead.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
What kind of them guys coming in the name of the Lord? He deceiving people. All you so-called evangelists out there, all you so-called, theologists out there, you're doing nothing but deceiving the people. Because the Lord has not blessed you with the spirit of understanding or to receive this word. Go ahead.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
These are the signs that we've been looking for, man. These are the signs that we've been watching, and we're continually watching. Okay? And some of the signs that you guys got to keep in mind, man, about these tensions of these other nations that are rising up against each other, man.
That's right.
They got see blue so goddamn wrapped up in everybody's mind. Nobody's thinking about what's going on behind that curtain.
Yeah, I had I'm so excited. The state is going to be fully open outside, man. Like, I always ask them, like, we come out here every week. We don't have masks. We up on each other. What's the idea?
Right.
Like a pandemic is if it's spreading as fast as they're saying it's spreading, and it's as harmful as they're saying it is, there should be more people that's sick by now.
The whole world.
Right.
The whole world should have been damn near obliterated, man. You know,
The hospitals aren't as crowded as they say they are, right? The people aren't catching it as easy. If it was as contagious as it is, right? And what I always found funny about it, give me over this is
Nah,
on
go
your
ahead,
channel.
brother.
The thing that I've
you
always
about to get us struck down,
yeah,
brother.
the thing that I've always found funny about it is the range of symptoms, right? You could either go from not having any symptoms at all to being on your deathbed. That there's no sickness that's like that. We like the reason why penicillin works, right? You know why penicillin is something that they put out in the market is because they generally say, okay, there might be 2 or 3 people out of 20 that are allergic to penicillin, but by and large it works, right? Because why? They can make that assumption based on the way the human body works. Everybody's body, even though we're all different, we all have different things that we are susceptible to. The human body in a whole works the same exact way. So how can the range of symptoms be so different? So where you might have a disease and you don't feel nothing, but this person over here is dying. That doesn't make any sense. But look at it. Just look up. Use your empirical data, right? You know what that is? Empirical data. You know what that means? What you see. Just look around. Look around. Look around. It's a nice day outside. I was walking down here. I said, damn, the park is full. And motherfuckers over there playing soccer. People laid out on towels and blankets. The park is full. Where is these cooties that everybody's talking about? Where are they?
And if I may ask, right, with the range of symptoms, they made it almost impossible for you not to have it.
Right. So you can't even defend yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't say, well, I feel fine. You could be asymptomatic.
You know?
That's just no one pays attention to the trap.
That's it.
No one like the elder was said what you say behind the curtain. What people need to start realizing is that there is a power structure on the earth, right? And that power structure wants life to be a certain way. And that power structure, at all costs, will do anything in their power to make it be that way. And when you understand that there is a power structure, can we read Proverbs 29:2 again? When you understand that there's a power structure like that is willing to perpetuate their way of life at all costs, you start to ask different questions. You're more aware of what's happening, and you're more apt to be like, that don't sound right to me. But if you don't realize that there's that behind the curtain, like when you saw the what's that movie there? Wizard of Oz. You saw the Wizard of Oz. They had this big Oz character, right? But literally they know it's some weak guy behind the curtain talking shit. Right? But because they didn't understand that there was somebody behind the curtain pulling the strings, they thought that they had to reverence this great big thing. This is Oz. Oz is gonna get us home. But there was some nigga behind the curtain, some snake oil salesman behind the curtain, trying to sell them movie tickets. You have to understand all pieces and parts. And when you don't understand it, you're willing to take anything. You'll take anything. That's right. Let me say one more thing, bro. It's every adult's responsibility, and I always say this. It is every adult's responsibility to ask why. It is your responsibility to ask why. Okay, fine. Okay, there's a pandemic out here, right? Why do I have to do what you're saying to do? Why can't I travel? Why can't I go? Ask the questions. Because when you ask why, eventually you're gonna get to a place where it's, man, I can't answer it. And if you can't answer it, then leave me alone. Right. Don't talk to me about taking shit.
You said it perfectly too. That's why the Lord said that everybody's without a
Right.
When people walk past, they don't ask why.
Right.
They don't ask why you out here. They don't ask, inquiring about the truth.
Right.
They just look at you and move on about their day.
Right.
But they don't know that when they do come, they already marked because you had the option to ask why.
Right. But even deeper than that, fuck if they come here but I don't care if they listen. But the things that we don't affect them really. Like these people that are in the park, we have no bearing over their life, but their government does.
Yeah.
They live within the United States government. That has some sway in their life. It has some axe to grind, if you will, in their life, right? Because they can control what they do. They control what they have to pay for. They control where they can go, right? So for them, they should ask them why. Don't ask us why. Whether or not they ask us why, the prophecies are still going to come to pass.
That's right.
Whether or not they listen to the prophets who are administering the words, it doesn't matter. But their United States government has bearing over their life. So ask them why. Ask them. Okay, well, you passing this? Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you mandating a thing? Right? Why do you you remember in March of last year, it was optional to wear a mask, and now it's mandatory.
Shit, there was a point where you didn't have it was all just washing your hands.
Right.
Yeah. There was more stuff on people washing
your hands.
Yeah, what had to do
Make
with
sure
no
you always keep your hand sanitizer.
Right.
Now it's mandatory
Right.
to wear a mask.
Right.
You know, like I'll be watching people in the gym. And they be running with the mask on.
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand what the purpose of exercise is. The purpose of exercise is to raise your heart rate, to circulate the blood through your body, right? So that it gets oxygen. That's the point of exercise, no matter what you do. Resistance exercise, cardiovascular exercise. The point of it is to circulate the blood in the body at a high rate so that when you take in a lot of air, the blood that's in your lungs gets oxygen and then all the oxygen flows to your body. That's the point of exercise. If you're covering your face, you're not allowing the oxygen to get into your body. Why are you here? Go home. Go sit on the couch. If you're not gonna allow your body to do what it's supposed to do when you're exercising, go sit down. Right? But this is just the mind of people. We're outside in the fresh air.
Right.
At first they said this is the safest place to be when you're outside. It's very hard for the germ or the virus to pass person to person when you're outside. But everybody out here got a mask on.
Yeah, that's
There's people just they allow their fear
Right.
to dictate what their choices are. And that's no way to live in your life. Yes. Say it again.
They're sheep.
It's sheep.
They be even in their own car, right? With the windows up, right?
Put a mask on.
Right.
So in a convertible with a mask on.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's ridiculous. You ask these types of questions, when you make these types of statements, it's obvious that it's a little ridiculous.
Right.
Go ahead.
I was driving my truck, right? I went inside the store, I have the mask on. When I'm driving, the windows are up. And I put it because what happened to me? Then I remember, like, I got the thing. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
You know, asking myself.
My wife made a good point. She said this. Every register got the plexiglass window in front of it. Well, if it's a virus, the air does get around the plexiglass.
Right.
I was like, damn, I'm gonna use that, babe. That's a good point.
Right.
If it's in the air, now they'll say this too, right? Like if there's like sexually transmitted diseases, right? You're not gonna get that by standing next to somebody, right? This one, they say you can get it standing next to somebody. It's airborne. It can be transmitted in all these different kinds of ways, right? Why? Why is it? Just ask why. Ask why. And if you tell me I don't know one time in any of my line of questioning for why, then leave me alone.
You see this?
Yeah.
Even with the mask.
Yeah.
Your mask is not sealed to your face.
Right.
So when you wear that mask, and if it's airborne, you gotta understand how minute and minuscule this virus is. So if somebody sneezes your way and they got the virus, no matter how far or no matter how many masks, if it ain't a sealed respirator type mask, it's gonna get inside your mask.
Right.
So even you remember when Dr. Fauci, he's like, masks won't work. They're no good.
Right.
But then and all of a sudden it was right, and all of a sudden that was good.
Right.
But you know what too? If I may add, they be saying that if you take the sea blue, you know, you won't have to wear the mask on your face. But when more and more people started taking that sea blue and just into their arm, they still have to wear the mask because they said that, the sea blue may not work 100%. You may have to take a second one. You may have to take a third one to the booster shot.
Which is all the more reason. All right, well then, if I'm just as much as risking somebody that took it, I'm not taking it. Take my chances. If you're still susceptible to catching something, then I'll take my chances with what I was born with. Thank you, but no thank you.
Which has happened, man. And also, you see the people that done took it, done passed away, been dead within 12 days or a week or whatever.
But here's the kicker. Now they're saying it's because it's a transformation. It's a mutation.
A mutation, right?
No, man, it's not a mutation. You're killing people.
Right. Since they came out with sea blue, and then there was a mutation that came out.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. And then there's people that are fine. If you here's my thing, right? If you want to take it, go ahead, take it. But don't talk to me about taking it.
Right.
Don't ask me, am I taking it? Don't tell me I should. Don't ask me why I don't believe in it. Don't ask me none of those things. You take it.
Right.
You don't need me to justify your reasoning for doing what you do. You don't know me. I'm a stranger to you. Don't ask me anything. If you want to take it, by you ridiculing me for not taking it, that will make you more right. That doesn't make your decision better because you ridicule me for not taking it or not doing what the status quo is. You go ahead and do your own thing, but what you don't understand is, let's read Proverbs 29:2. I'm talking to you.
I say they do that because they think that you by not taking it, that you're the danger. You're outcast.
Well, fuck them. That's why I said that. To anybody who would try to convince me of anything that's in their mind. You do what you do, I'll do what I do. Fuck them.
You take that shot? You going to? Why is that?
What are you waiting for? What's the wait? What is the wait? Okay. So let me ask you this. I have to ask. Why are you doing it? Or is it's like the core of it, like the core reasoning for you to take it. Why are you doing it? What's your job? The start of the science behind vaccination. You know what the word vaccine means?
Probably not.
Right. So here's what I'm getting at. I'm asking you all these questions for a reason. Most people don't know. The answer for everything is I don't know. That tells when you're raised from a childhood, your parents tell you don't take things from strangers. That is a core thing that no matter what culture you come from, your parents are going to teach you that as a child, not to take things from strangers. If you don't know what it is, don't take it. But here we are in 2021 taking things, and we have no idea. We don't know what vaccines are. We don't know what the science is. We don't know what this is supposed to do. We spew out these different terms, herd immunity, ingredients. Right? We don't know anything. But we'll take it. We'll just do anything. That's the point I'm trying to make is if you don't know, don't take it. It's fine that you don't know. It's okay that you don't know something, But if I don't know it, I'm like, hey, look, don't even ask. I'm not touching it.
Let me ask you this. If this guy here had a bottle of drink, says health drink, good for your health, you take it? Like, I'm talking this guy right here, the fried dough guy. If he had a sign that says health drink, good for your health, that's all it said. You take it.
But you would it would intrigue you, right? Oh, health drink. What would you do? You walk up to the what is this? What is this? No, you would ask questions.
What's the ingredient?
What's the ingredients? What do you have in there? What is it? You know, or somebody say the cure for cancer. Even if you didn't believe it, you would ask them, how do you know that this? You would ask the question.
Exactly.
That would be your knee-jerk reaction. That is your human instinct to ask, what the fuck is that? This is the purpose for the sign, right? When the scriptures tell us about the sign, it's to jog the mind of a person to say, what meanest thou by these? That's human instinct. That is the natural human instinct. When you're a kid, what do your kids do when you're driving in the car? Are we almost there? No, we still got a couple. Well, why? Because we got to do. Oh, well, why? Because we got to do. Oh, well, why? Over and over again, they ask until you be like, listen, man, shut your ass up, sit back, we'll be there in a minute. But that's human. I'm sorry.
No, let me say this. Now, like the elders getting into, not asking questions and not knowing, people are driving up to a certain location, sticking their arm out the window, receiving whatever it is, whatever it is, and just going about their business.
At a drive-through.
I'm sitting there saying to myself, well, wait a minute. I don't know this person that I'm riding up to.
Right.
I don't know what the hell they got in their hand. I don't even know if it's the shit that they're telling me is in there.
Somebody could be out there. He could be a serial killer.
Right.
He out there acting like he a doctor.
It could
got
be
his
some,
mask on,
right.
just
Could be
shooting
some
you with
bootleg
shit.
stuff.
You know, he got heroin. He's like shoot heroin in your arm. You drive up high as hell.
Smashing. They come down and drive and get you, put you in the car. Next you know, you find yourself being human traffic. You find yourself somewhere all laid up and shit tied down.
And maybe that's the extreme, right? Maybe it is. Maybe that's extreme. That's an extreme idea. Maybe that wouldn't happen, right? But it taps into the basic of human instinct, which is to be careful.
That's right.
That's why we have these biases wired into our body. We go, okay, if I go through a dark alley, what are you thinking? I mean, you watch out. When you're in a dark alley, you don't go in a dark alley, just walk through like it's nothing.
With headphones on.
It's human instinct. It's the human condition. It's curiosity. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. I got 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. You can't be ignorant of anything. Small or large. The scriptures tell you that. You cannot be ignorant of anything small. Like there's another scripture too that says this. I always forget where it is, but it says something along the lines of when you're trying to. It's speaking to discipline. But it says that even the smallest things you shouldn't ignore, because those small things are how you keep fortifying your discipline. That's what the scripture is speaking to. But it's in all. That's the human condition. Don't ignore these things. Pay attention. Ask questions. But we're the weird ones. We're the weird ones. But you got people taking this thing and it hasn't been vetted out. It hasn't been tested. You are the test.
Go
ahead.
I got an article right here.
Yeah.
Now this is from the healthleadersmedias.com.
Yep.
And he says a Virginia man suffered a rare reaction to sea blue that causes a pain rash to spread across his entire body and schemed to peel off.
Right. Now what do we say there? Oh, don't worry about it. That's just one case. But even one case is enough for me to say, you know what? Nah. That's like nah. If we in a restaurant, right? Let's say this, right? You go into a restaurant and you waiting to have your table to call. You know how to give you the little vibrating thing and you're waiting for your table, right? Let's say you saw one person throwing up at the table. And you're like, you know what? I'm not eating here. I don't know what he had, but I don't want none of it. You would leave. Right? That's just human instinct. That's all I'm saying is just ask questions. Don't just go take something because somebody told you to. Right? Or because you're afraid. Because really that's what it is. You're afraid of like it's like when you were a kid and you was getting up off the bed and you was afraid there was a monster under the bed, so what you did? So your monster won't grab you. That's an irrational fear. Right? But you felt it. But that now you stepping all off the bed crazy because you scared of something. That's what people are doing.
And he says right here, Richard Terrell, 34 of Gushland, began suffering strange symptoms 4 days after receiving the one
Right.
dose C Blue.
Right.
I'm not gonna mention the name of the company, but that's like a flesh-eating bacteria that's eating his flesh after just taking one dose of that C Blue.
Damn.
You know? Now, and it's not just one case. There are similar cases like that too.
Right,
but the
right.
media is not getting too much on it.
Right.
You know, their excuse is, oh, maybe it's allergic to something. That's why this happened. That was always
Yeah.
an excuse.
Well, maybe that is what it is.
You
But that's
know?
all the more reason for me not to take it.
But here's the thing about it. People said that they've never been allergic for anything. You know.
Right.
But it's actually what's in that C Blue
Right.
that's causing your body.
Well, let me say this.
Hey.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Have you ever read a list of the ingredients of any vaccine?
Yep.
How old are you? I'm how old? You're old enough to know that you should be reading labels before you take something.
Yep.
Right? You're not a baby. Right? You gotta read the labels. If anything this drastic that's happening, especially something this drastic that's happening, you should be like, you know what, let me do a little digging.
Right.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Right.
Right? Like, did you buy that bike or was it a hand-me-down?
I bought it used.
You bought it used. Did you ask any questions when you bought it?
A little bit, but like it was only $30, so.
You're not gonna lose nothing there. Right.
Yeah.
But for a purchase of something that's gonna influence your life, something that's gonna be a part of your life, you would ask questions. That's why they have things called Carfax. You know why they have Carfax? So you can know what you're buying.
Right.
Especially if you buy it used. You're about to make this big purchase. In some cases, $10,000, $15,000 on the car. You want to know, okay, what has this car been through? Right? Okay, it got a new paint job. Why did it get a new paint job? Oh, I found out it had a flood. I don't want that car. Right? So there's just questions that you should ask. Is what I'm telling you. Ask questions. Ask questions, and what you'll find is you'll hear a lot of what you said. I don't know, because they don't. You know, when all these vaccines that we've had over the past 100 years, right? They've all taken decades to develop, right? So here's what I always say. Either this one is not ready, or you had it ready, and that makes me ask you another question.
Right.
Why did you have it ready?
Right.
What did you know that I didn't know? What are you not telling me? You see, it's a little different when you start to ask those questions. Now, I'm pretty sure you'll still take it. I'll bet a couple of dollars on it that you'll still take it, which is fine. But I'm just saying, you gotta ask questions.
Now, the guy that I was speaking about, now, I'm going to show in the camera, you know, this is him.
You see?
You know, this is him right here.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
I saw
you
that
know,
one.
you
There was
know.
a couple people that had that same thing.
Yep, and it's a severe reaction, you know, to when you're taking the C Blue.
Right.
You know, and there was another Jake, you know, was a while back. He had taken the C Blue, and then he recorded himself,
Right.
saying that he said he regret ever taking it because his whole leg got swole up.
Right.
You know, just from taking that C Blue.
That's when it first came
That,
out.
scripture-
When the vaccine first came out.
I'm saying Revelation 16:2, even though that's talking about Revelation 13:16. But you say that's going to have their okay. Well, anyways, the chip. But anyways, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help out the video. You know. But anyways, but yeah, the chip. You know what I'm saying? Revelation 16:2 is saying they're going to have grievous swords. You know what I'm saying? So with
Because
that,
what they're doing with these inserts, whatever it is, whether it be C Blue or whether it be the RFID chip, your body is not made to be meshed with some sort of technology. Because most technology,
Right.
especially if there's no connect, like for instance, have you ever heard of Lutron lighting?
No.
Lutron lighting, the switch is remote control. So with any remote control, there's radiation involved. That's how things transmit. That's how things work. And if there's a transmission of radiation, it's not good for your body.
Right.
Microwaves, lights, any type of thermal electricity, like if that's not natural, it's gonna hurt you.
So, reading up on the flu vaccine. So it says many flu preservatives, it says Thermosol. Thermosol contains mercury, which can be toxic.
It is, right.
Stabilizes. It's sorbitol. Sorbitol contains MSG. Now, you're always told that in food products there's no MSG, there's no MSG, but they're putting MSG in these vaccinations. What else we got there? MSG is a flavor enhancer. So now you're gonna
want the vaccine to taste good.
Right, and even though you're getting injected into it.
Right.
Let's say
ridiculous
antibiotics.
when you bring it up like that, right?
Yep, this is Melmicin. Let me see, it says polysabate 80. This emulsifier preserves sauces and salad dressings from separating. In vaccines, polysabate 80 keeps all the ingredients evenly distributed, though in large doses can be harmful to some people.
Now check this out.
Go ahead.
For something to be toxic, right, there has to be a ratio of the thing in blood, right? That's how you get drunk, right? It's a ratio. There's a ratio between the alcohol and your blood, right? So for something to be toxic, there has to be so much of it within so many ounces of blood, right? Now, when they give you vaccines, the most you get is when you're what? In your adolescence, right? In the early stages of your life, but you don't have much blood. When you're an infant, you have very little blood, but they'll give you at 2 months. They give you before you insert into kindergarten, you've had upwards of 20 to 30 vaccinations.
You get 13 by 4 months now.
Right.
Check this out. Now, formaldehyde. You know what formaldehyde is? Formaldehyde. This is a natural compound found in household products such as glue and other adhesives, mainly glue that keeps pressed wood together. Formaldehyde is a gas, soluble in water. It is used in the flu vaccine to inactivate influenza virus. So all in all, I'm pretty sure whatever they're giving you now is right along the same lines as poison.
For sure.
Formaldehyde. Right. Go to your kitchen sink, go underneath there, and just go start guzzling something. And you should be safely vaccinated.
But then they'll tell you things like it's a safe dose. There's no safe dose of a poison. It's poison. It's poison.
Yeah. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small.
That's right. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. And really, the problem is that people don't believe that there's a group of people in power that have bad intent by another group of people, and they'll kill anybody to get to that group of people. Like the elite banking families that we talk about, the Warbirds, the Schiffs, the Gettys, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. These families are hell bent at getting to these people, and they'll do anything and kill anybody to get to these people, even their own people.
And you're right here.
That's them. And they'll do anything to get to these people. Right? The script. Let's go to what's that? Psalms 83.
Yep.
Psalms 83 and 3. Yep.
This is Job 13 and 4.
Yep.
It says, but ye are forgers of lies,
Right.
and ye are a physician of no
Right.
value.
Forgers of lies and physicians of no value. Right? Because they're not healing the people. If you're a physician, your job is to heal, to make whole. Right? Not to break apart and to break down. You know? That's a problem. People don't know that there is a power system that is hell bent at destroying these people.
So the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded.
Right. They commune. What does it say? They commune privately.
Right. They commune of laying snares privately.
They commune of laying snares privately.
Right.
A snare is a trap. Right. And if they commune, which means what? They get together. Right. They commune to lay snares in private. So in other words, they going around putting traps out there for people to fall into.
Right.
That's what the
those people.
All for these people. But like for instance, you setting up bear traps. You set up bear traps. All right, you're trying to catch a bear. But if you catch a deer, all right, well, I'll take the deer.
They call casualties.
They're casualties.
Yeah, they'll go after their own people. Just to
They
get
don't.
to us.
These people on this sign care nothing about casualties.
Right. Yeah.
They don't care. They will do anything at all costs to get to these people.
That's right.
One more thing they use, the commune, right? The kind of words they use and check. I mean, you're not gonna look it up. Like they say, modify. I mean, change, little change,
Right.
but actually change your DNA. That's what the vaccine have,
right.
you know.
So that's a great point, right? Because the scripture go to what's that, Jeremiah? Is it Jeremiah where it says righteousness which they have prescribed? I mean, unrighteous wickedness that they have prescribed. Is that Jeremiah?
No, that's not Jeremiah. That's Isaiah 10.
I'm gonna say Jeremiah 10. Isaiah 10. Hit me with that, brother.
Yep. This is Isaiah 10:1, and it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed."
Right, grievous is what they have prescribed. Everything that they do is all grievous. Anything that they write, matter of fact, give me Isaiah 10:1.
That's point one again. Yeah. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed."
Right. So we know there's a certain people in power that have the ability to write these things, to do these things. Okay? And as the elder was getting into, going back to these people on this side and these people over here, there was this thing called a birthright.
Oh, that's a great point.
There was a birthright that was at stake.
So you know it's a spirit. No.
So when that birthright was lost, there's been an all-out assault on the people who now have the birthright. And that assault is going to be worse, is getting worse, because they want it and we got it. And this is why you see all of these traps, as the elder was speaking of, to what? Come after these people. These people are the most vulnerable. When in history have you seen the so-called white man want to be so kind to the people on the side?
Never.
Now all of a sudden they want to talk about, we're concerned about their health. We want them to be the first ones to be on the front lines.
Yeah, okay.
As Melinda Gates of Health said, we have to worry about people in our own community, primarily the blacks. You don't care about the blacks. You're a Brazilian. What do you care about what we do and what happens to us, man? Devils never gave a damn about the loading on the totem pole. Now all of a sudden they're real concerned? No, because their evil agenda is to kill you, man.
Right.
Wipe you off the face of the earth. Go ahead.
Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief.
That's right.
And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Right. They sleep not unless they have done mischief. And anything that you could possibly imagine, for example, right? In our law, we are told that we shouldn't eat pork. What does the so-called white man do? He pushes that pork and that bacon in the so-called black community, in the Native American community, in the so-called Puerto Rican community, with vengeance. He pushes that shit, man.
Right.
Yeah. With vengeance. Right. Everything you see on TV, pork, add bacon, add bacon, add bacon.
Right.
Now people love to have it so. Why? Because in the scriptures it speak about the accuser of our brethren. That's who they are. Oh look, they eat pork. Oh look, they're getting sex changes, Lord. Look what they're doing. How can they be the chosen people? Go ahead, what you got?
Matter of fact,
This is
This is Lamentations 2.
See, it's a lot bigger than you people can imagine, man. Right. People look at the Bible as just a book of Jesus coming back. The Lord is coming back. But you gotta understand what he's coming back to do. A lot of people can't accept it when they're told it. He's coming back to kill people, man, and to deliver, and only deliver the children of Israel, man. That's
right.
it. That's hard to swallow, man. All these people on the face of the earth walking about talking about they love Jesus and they're so kind and compassionate and they think they've done so well. They've helped out and they've given food and they've raised money. They've walked for thousands of miles. It don't mean a goddamn thing.
Right.
If you ain't of the hopeful elect and you ain't an Israelite, that's your ass over here in Babylon, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is Lamentations 2:15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, "Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?"
Right, because people look at us, we were just niggas that were brought over on slave ships. We were just Native American Indians that was just slaughtered by the so-called white men that came over, the Europeans. Who are these people? These people, look at history itself, man. You mean to tell me these people on this front sign had, according to the so-called white man now, had no significance in this life, no significance in this world, nothing but to be a slave, but to be a housekeeper, but to be a maid or a nanny or what have you. That's the only thing they can consider you as. But now the tables are being turned. Everybody wants to be like this people, man. Everybody. Go ahead.
It says, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?
Yep.
All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for.
Don't you know we have been in captivity by every nation on this planet? These people on the sign, every nation has had a part of our captivity on this sign, man. Every nation of these people on the sign have been a part of that captivity, man. So when it says we have swallowed them up, they have. Every single nation has had a piece of these people on the sign, man. But that's why when you go to the book of Lamentations, the 4th chapter, give me that Lamentations 4:21, I believe it is. This is why the Lord said this.
It's Lamentations 4:21, and it says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom."
Right, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, because that was the chief nation that put us into captivity, that hurled us throughout the four corners of the earth, that put us on chopping blocks, that did all types of wickedness to us, killed, maimed, slain, castrated, women, raped, murdered, did all types of shit. They impregnated the women, the black, so-called black and Native American women, just because they didn't want to mix that seed. They ended up killing both the mother and the baby. Devils, go ahead.
It says that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Go ahead.
It says the cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Right, so your punishment is coming for all you nations that have had a hand in the downfall of the children of Israel. Your punishment is coming. Go ahead.
And it says, thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
And where's Zion? We're the Lord's monument, the Zion one. Our iniquity has been accomplished. Ain't nobody gonna put us into captivity anymore. The Lord's coming back to deliver the hope for the elect, man.
That's right.
And we're gonna repopulate the nation of Israel when we get dropped off and put things in order. So our iniquity has been accomplished to those who truly believe and have faith, man.
That's right.
But a lot of you Israelites over here gonna be destroyed. What's your nationality, by the way?
Armenian.
Armenian? Your father's Armenian?
My mom is.
What's your dad?
You
can take your mask off. It's a nice clear day.
Czechoslovakia and then like a little bit of like everything.
Yeah. We have a special place for you in the kingdom. We have a very special place for you. Don't worry about that. Go ahead, brother.
It says, you will no more carry thee away into captivity.
Yep.
You will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Yep.
You will discover thy sins.
Right. So therefore, we're not going back into captivity as we have done in the past. These other nations are going to raise up against us as they have done in the past. They put us in slave and put us just in life itself, man. Just being here in America itself, man. We go through hell and high water. Other nations are in the condition that we're in, man.
Right.
These other nations walk about just with joy and with happiness and with pride.
Right.
I always say this too because everybody wants to be the children of Israel, but they don't want to go through what children of Israel go through.
Right. Well, the so-called Jews, they believe that they are those people. And then when it comes to, the gathering of the children of Israel, how the Lord said they were going to be gathered together, it doesn't match up with what these devils are doing. You see? Go ahead, my man. Right. Well, that's his judgment. That's judgment. The Lord is casting judgment. They've stolen the Lord's people. They've stolen the Lord's sanctuary. They've put the Lord's name on themselves. That's just nothing but judgment, man. And it's going to be a lot more of that. That's just the tip of the iceberg, man. The devil's going to be dying in droves over there. The Lord's going to turn us loose. We're going to go out and the scriptures speak about one's going to chase 1,000. But don't get me wrong. A lot that's going to happen to these people as well. Because the Lord's children, the Lord's people are rebellious, stiff-necked, hard-headed. And they choose to return back to the Lord. So therefore, the Lord has nothing to do, can't do anything with a guy who's out there just killing, stealing, robbing. The Lord can't do nothing with that. You got to put that guy to death on this side, man. Thermonuclear missiles, don't put him out of his business. But he's going to come back in his right mind when he comes back through the hope for the elect back in the kingdom. Right? Because we're going to get the laws. Give me that in Jeremiah 31 and 31. Starting there.
Jeremiah 31, verse 31.
Go ahead.
Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel
Right, the
and
Lord
with the
said
house of Judah.
he's going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel. He ain't making no covenant with any other nation of people. I don't know what people don't understand about that. You an Israelite, brother. You on the sign. You one of the Latin tribes. You and your family of the house of Israel. We're Israelites. That's our biblical nationality. We were stripped from us. We've been told we're Puerto Ricans. We've been told we're Negroes. We've been told we're Native Americans. Those are the bywords that our captors and slave masters gave us. Mexican, Dominican. Those are just bywords. We're Hebrew Israelites. Go ahead, brother.
Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
And that covenant was broken because that covenant back then was by word of mouth. We had to teach our sons and our families the word of the Lord and how to live. We had to teach that. But this time around, it's not going to have to be kept. Have to be taught. Read on.
Which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, said the Lord.
The Lord was always faithful to us, man. We were the ones that were unfaithful. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has always been faithful unto us. Even in our most wickedness, man. He's been faithful to us, man. That's why a lot of you devils gotta die, man. Because you fear man and not the Lord. Go ahead.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
Go ahead. Once again, this is going to be the covenant that he's going to make with the house of Israel. And no, you cannot be a spiritual Israelite. And no, you cannot be a part of this thing because you believe in the spirit. If you are heathen, and if you're any other nation, that's a wrap for you, man. We can't explain it any clearer than that.
That's right. That's right.
You got to be from the lineage and the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
Period. Go ahead.
Daniel 2:44.
Go ahead.
And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Right. And our kingdom will never be destroyed. And that's what we're talking about. We ain't going into captivity no more. That's right. Because you got people that we teach this word out on the highways here. You got people say, well, dude, you're going to take us down. We're going to take you down. Dude, it's never going to end. No, it's going to end. Read that again.
And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Go ahead.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
There it is. That says it in a nutshell. It's never going to be destroyed, and it's not going to be left to other people. So nobody's going to come creeping up talking about, yeah, we're going to take the children of Israel at sunset. We're going to set garrisons up and have the flank to the left and flank. No, that shit is out of here. Because the Lord's going to be dwelling with us, man. Right. The Lord's going to dwell with us.
I got it for you,
Well, go ahead, finish up, brother.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
That's right. We're going to break in pieces, and we're going to stand forever. Anybody that's out of line, and out of order, you're going to get dealt with severely and harshly. But be mindful. The scriptures speak when the righteous are in authority. So we ain't gonna come down on you unless you need to be come down upon, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 2 verse 4.
Go ahead.
And he shall judge amongst the nation,
right,
and shall rebuke many people.
Right, the Lord's going to judge amongst the nation, and he's going to rebuke many people. Go ahead.
And they shall beat their sword into plowshare, and their spears into pruning hook. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right, so when we get back in order, once again, when the righteous are in authority, the people are going to rejoice.
That's right.
So when we get set back up in order, there's not going to be any more wars, any more skirmishes. anymore invading one another. Because we're going to have a top ruling nation, man,
right.
which is going to be the nation of Israel.
That's right.
But we're going to be ruling through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which this kingdom lacks, man. The Lord said, if this was my kingdom, then my servants would fight. We ain't fight. Listen, man, we got no might over here. We have no power. Our enemies are reigning far supreme over us for the fact that they're more mighty than we are in this kingdom, man. And the Lord did not set us up to fight this kingdom. He's gonna do the dirty work, man. That's why he made Esau so strong.
And also too, real quick, if I add, that's also a key point letting you know that them people that's calling themselves Jews down there in Israel are not the true biblical Hebrew Israelites.
Well, they know they're not, man.
You know, and you know, I mean, I'm just saying for those who didn't know, because they said that, you know, prophecy had been fulfilled because we're back in Israel. But the Lord said this, that once he sent his people back up to the land, there will be no more war. We'll be at peace. But we are not at peace.
Right. You know how we know that these devils know who we are? Because they gathered a crafty council. Okay? Within that crafty council, all these nations were at that table. And believe you me, this information, these records have been passed on and passed on and passed on. Or else how would they know who we were or keep us down? If the records got lost, then we would say, oh, we're the children of Israel, and there would be no opposition to it. That's right. We got all kinds of opposition. Oh, you're not the children of Israel. These guys think they're the Hebrew Israelites. They think they're the Hebrews that came to the Red Sea. Yeah, we are the Hebrews.
I got a quote from a Jew. His name is Harold Rosenthal, and he said, most Jews do not like to admit it, but our God is Lucifer, and we are his chosen people.
Oh, wow.
Well said. That's well said.
From the devil's mouth.
Well said. When they curse out Satan, they curse their own soul, the scripture says. Right? Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Messiah. Now, which Messiah was referring to?
Oh, listen, they worship the left-hand side.
No, but yeah, he was talking about J. Edgar Hoover. When J. Edgar Hoover mentioned the Messiah, he didn't know exactly who it was going to be, but he knew it would come out of these people. That's right. His attack was on black people, but because everybody knows what the prophets are. Yep. Everybody knows that the Messiah is coming to save the children of Israel. So they at all costs, anybody that even resembled Messiah-like characteristic, they would try to harm them in some kind of way or to end them entirely.
Right, just like during the time of Herod when the Lord was born.
Correct.
When the Lord was born, they sent out murders, if you will, to go kill the child. Did they not? They're going to try to do the same thing again. This time the Lord's coming back to fight these devils.
That was Hoover's plight.
Many will come in my name.
Right. Well, I don't want to convolute the two things. That's two different things. One is what J. Edgar Hoover his ideas, but the scriptures do say that there will be prophets or people that will call themselves to the Christ, that will call themselves the Messiah. But we have to understand that there's just not going to be any mistake in the Messiah.
Right.
There won't be any mistake in that.
Even people that teach the word who come in the Lord's name. For example, some people come up, we ask them, what name you coming in? You know? So you're going to have men who are out there professing that Jesus Christ is Lord, but that's not his name. You know? So we ask, well, what name you coming in? What spirit you coming in? Because you got a lot of false teachers and a lot of false prophets out here. Just like when the so-called white man put that picture of Jesus Christ up. We got Caesar.
While you looking for that, Elder, J. Edgar Hoover said, he said, there will never be another black Messiah unless we create him.
Let's be right here.
Right, and that's what it's talking about.
Right. This is yeah, we had this is Caesar. This is the real. This is Caesar. But this is the real image of the Lord.
The so-called shaman. The shaman guy that was in the White House. Took over. They took the coup. Oh, remember the guy was born?
Right.
Capitol Hill.
That's not related to this.
Right.
We put the horns on because this is a artistic.
Watch your back. Come on.
Deceptive image.
Come on up. Yo, slow down, lady. Slow down. Slow down. Too fast. Slow down now.
You gotta watch what you're driving too.
She about to run somebody over.
Yo, she ain't watching at all.
She's dismayed. She is dismayed.
But no, we got the horns on it because the horns are on it because
Why she got permission to do
it
that?
denotes that this is the devil, right? And the word devil comes from the Latin word diablo, which means to deceive. Right? This image deceives the people into thinking that this is the image of the Lord. Right? So that's why we have the horns on it. So the guy that you saw in the Capitol and this they're not related. They're not,
Yeah, but you said he was a shaman.
Maybe. I don't know what he is.
They also said they're the Christ.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, they can say whatever they want to say, but at the end of the day, they're all the seed of evil, the seed of the wicked. You know.
It's called Hitler's Confession. And Hitler said, even in his death, he will start World War III. One of his soldiers asked how. Hitler replied, the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from then that the day of World War III will start. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the so-called Jews. For if the Americans win the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews that they will try to conquer God. Do you know who America has in its possession? No, the soldier replied. The Americans has the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. What do you mean his precious jewels? The soldier asked. Hitler said, America has stolen the jewels of God, his jewelry. The Negroes are the true Hebrews. That's a quote from Hitler. You know?
That's it. See that? It's still speculation. Whatever it was, it's true. It's true. Whoever said it.
And I got one quick one in Exodus 21 and 16. And he says this, and he that stealeth a man and serve him, or he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
We all know who stole these people on the side, man. So-called white man went around the whole world stealing everything from everybody. He's done that. He stole this land from Native Americans. He went over to the interiors of Africa, stole the so-called Negroes, put them on slave ships and brought them over here. He's done all types of wickedness, man. That's why the so-called white man, he going to learn the hard way. The Lord's going to destroy him off the face of the earth. And we say so-called white because they're not really white. That's right. They're not really white. I had asked you earlier what your nationality was. You know, we don't want people to think it's about white or black because it's not. It's not about color. That's why we say so-called. Okay? But you got Israelites that are that color. But it's all through the spirit. It's all about the spirit of man. There could be a possibility, you know. But here we are. We're gonna teach this word and tell you, man. The Lord's coming back to destroy the nation of Edom. We saw Edom, so-called white man who rules, man.
Speaking of the nation of Edom,
Yeah.
we talk about the Lord coming back. He said, Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. And he says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dark garment from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right, mighty to save. Who's mighty to save? The Lord himself, Yahweh Shai. He's mighty to save. That's what his name represents. Yahweh Shai. He is the deliverer. So he's mighty to save what? Save who? His people from where? For what? Their sins, man. He's coming down to deliver the hopeful of life.
And he says, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel?
She's asking the Lord, why are you red in your apparel? What's going on here? Why are you all, the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, why are you all red? Go ahead.
In thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine vat. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me.
You don't need no backup. You don't need no help. Go ahead.
For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
So the Lord's coming back from math and death to commit mass homicide. Kill a lot of people, man.
And I will stand on my ointment for the day of vengeance in my heart.
That's right. That's what the Lord's coming back here to do, whether you believe it or not, man. That's right. So that's why we tell our people, you better get right and repent, or you're going to get caught up right with Esau, man.
Yep.
You're going to die the death of the devil when it's not meant for you, man. That's a scary thought to know that the Lord will come down and smash you right along with the man the death was intended for, man. That's how we get down. You got something?
I got something.
Hey, brother.
Psalms 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
That's what we call the devil. That's why we call the deceiver. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. I mean, even right now, man, everything that's being told to you so-called people of the world is a lie. Let's look at India, for example. They're trying to say the numbers over in India are going through the roof. But when you can control the media, you can control what you hear and what they see. Right. Right. You know, now what they do? They restricted all flight from India. So nobody from India can come over here and say, hey, that's a lie. They cut all circuits off. And if anybody tries to go public or on TV, you think they're going to hear that shit? Hell no, man. It's going against the agenda, man.
That's how you know it's Esau that control what the media said. Because I remember when the war happened in Iraq, before Esau launched his military down there in Iraq, due to so-called nuclear weapon of mass destruction, they outsourced from another news was talking about how the people were saying that, the Bush was saying that, Saddam Hussein is doing this to his people, he's doing that, he's a tyranny to his people. But you got a lot of people out in Iraq that was defending his president, saying that he was not doing that at all. And then how do you put on that destruction? So of course, Esau being the devil that he is, you got people to believe that shit. And if he was down for the military to go down there and it cost mayhem. Each time the media says something against a country, it's all a lie. Because when you look at in another source, that source is going to tell the truth. That the white media is telling you a lie. That the so-called white media, man, that's all they do. It's bring up false information. You get the people to believe, in everything they say.
Right. The truth is beautiful. The truth hurts at the same time. Yeah. You put videos up, okay? They take videos down because this place has been established off of lies. This place has been established off of lies. In order to keep this place going, you got to keep those lies going. So when brothers make videos and start pushing the truth, they cut your video down. I can guarantee you, it's going to get cut just for speaking the truth, man. Got something? What you got, brother?
Matthew 24, start verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness until all nations, and then shall the end come.
Right. When it's preached into all the world and all nations, now we know upon the end, man. That's why the Lord said in that very same chapter, be mindful, be aware of the signs that he told us of. Because now we can put the pieces of this puzzle together and understand we are very close to getting the hell out of here, man.
That's right.
We are very, very close. This word can't go anywhere else. It can't go anywhere else, man. But up into the heavens. The Lord has put everybody where they're supposed to be. Okay? Don't get me wrong. There's still going to be brothers that are going to come in at that last hour, But that's the Lord's plan. That's the beauty of the Lord. There's going to be men that are going to be brought in at the last hour to be worthy to be saved. And the Lord's going to have that mercy upon these men because they've been ordained from the foundation, man. And Lord willing, we've been ordained. We come out, we push the word, we keep the faith, we believe. We haven't cheated on the Lord, if you will, with other doctrines. Unlike some men out in Israel right now who are steadfast on just teaching and preaching things that aren't right.
Right.
Such as the Edomites can make it.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna come back to you, brother.
You talk about the word being known as a board, man. It says in Psalm chapter 19, 1 verse 1. And he says, the heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day are the speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Right, there's no speech or language where their voice is not heard. And that's primarily due to the internet service, man. Due to the social media venues that the platforms that we use. How do you think brothers throughout the world, as the brother read in Matthews, when this gospel be noised abroad throughout the world? How do you think it's being noised abroad throughout the world? We didn't have the ability to go on a plane and go to Jamaica, and go to China, and go to Australia, to go to all these, to Hawaii, to go to London, Alaska. We didn't have that ability, man. This is how that word, through the internet, man. That's what it's talking about. There's no place or let me read that again.
He said, there's no speech, no language where their voice is not heard.
Where their voice is not heard. So in other words, this word has been noised abroad. Because now everybody's heard it. Okay? You know that this whole thing is going out. There's a 60-year-old Edomite that came up, Catholic dude. Oh, you guys are black Hebrew Israelites, right?
Oh, yeah.
You should be playing with Tonka trucks somewhere, man. What are you talking about with the black Hebrew Israelites? What do you know about that? That just proves that the word has gone out, man. Now that it's gone out, now we waiting for the next step. Lord to start raising up these kings of the earth, man. And then the next step, the tensions. And then the next step, the war, the full-out war. The microchip. Okay? Yeah, don't be afraid to say that microchip, brother. That's the meat and potatoes, man. You know, that's the meat and potatoes. Esau being the so-called white man being the devil. The microchip being the mark of the beast. These are the things you know about the mark of the beast. What have you heard about the mark of the beast? Do you have any idea? Let me ask you that. Any idea? No? Do you hear about? Do you know about the chip, the microchip, and the tracking system? That's the mark of the beast. That's going to be inserted in your hand. Okay, on your forehead. And that's how you're gonna be able to buy a bicycle. You're gonna walk up, you ain't gonna need your little debit card, and then you slide, you know, you're gonna walk up, beep. You see, and you can get your little $30 BMX bike. You see? Sorry, brother. Right. There's There's been talk about it being implemented with them shots that they gave. But also, you gotta understand the dynamics of what's happening here. You got the 5G network. You're gonna have to give me a minute, brother. This is Babylon, confusion, all this noise. Entertaining to watch, but it's all Babylonian.
It looked like he just hollered at her. I could be wrong.
No, he was good on numbers.
Right. It looked like he just hollered at her. Like he just went around. Hey, yo, she didn't even see his face or nothing.
They don't care. As long as they want the bikes, man.
Right.
They want to get on the bike with a little thumb on.
Hey, yo, go around, man. Go around. It don't matter.
It's all good, bro. Ain't no foul. It's all good. Don't sweat that, man. Don't sweat. You know, they're going to come and go again.
the mark of the beast.
Yeah, the mark of the beast and the
Yeah,
white
mark of
shit.
the beast.
Yeah. So that's what's on the horizon, man. It's not fully implemented, but it's being administered throughout various parts of the world. And right now it's going to be on a voluntary basis, but they're going to force you to take it because give me that in Revelation. Yep, go ahead.
Revelations 13 and 16.
Yep.
It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right there. He calls us all. So in other words, he's going to make everybody receive that mark, receive that chip. But those of the hopeful elect, we're going to decline that shit, man. May Yahweh Shai guide us through the ranks of this thing because they're going to have fun. This devil's going to be like a roaring lion trying to kill everybody, man. Why do you think Yahweh Shai is going to have
And that no man might buy or sell.
See that? You're not going to be able to buy or sell anything, but
save he that had the mark.
except he that hacked that chip. See, right now it's all fun and games, right? It's all fun and games with people. Oh yeah, right. When you start to get hungry, you got kids that are sitting there, okay, being outside of the sanctuary of the Lord. You're gonna take that chip, man. You got Israelites who's gonna take it, receive it. You're gonna have Israelites even teaching who can take it, receive it, man. And that's you just gonna sign your death certificate. That's all you're doing, man. By even entertaining that fucking question. Doug, do you think I should take it? What do you think? Because you got the same thing going on right now with the Sea Blue. People are walking around, well, do you think we should take it? I want to prevent other people from getting sick. Ain't nobody getting sick right there. The reason why people are dying because of those ventilators. You can't put a healthy person on the ventilator and expect them to survive. You can't do it. See? But people don't understand how this thing works, man. When you go to the CDC website, it tells you that the Sea Blue, the C19 is what's going on, my man. C19 is the common cold. That's all it is. Notice how you don't hear anything about the flu anymore? Where's the flu at?
Yeah.
Where'd the flu go?
Yeah, 2019, it was the number one killer.
The largest killer in 2019.
2020, you hear nothing about the flu.
Right.
So the COVID cured the flu.
Right. COVID cured the flu. We found a cure for the flu. You see? But these are things you need to ask yourself. Where are these things at, man? And why ain't they still asking everybody to go get their yearly shot?
They was trying to mandate it at one time here in Mass.
Right, they said the kids, you know what I'm saying, kids in order to wear masks, in order for a kid to go back to school, he had to get his flu shot.
They saw that people wasn't doing it. They realized,
But you know what though? Because we're dealing with the devil, because we're dealing with the demon of the earth,
he go back on his word.
not only that, but he could have told those parents, yeah, we'll give your kid the flu shot and gave it that other shit, man. See? That's how demonic this dude is. The so-called white man is real evil, man.
Hey,
Those
Elder.
elites of the world, they're evil, man, brother.
When I was in high school, right, as a freshman, they set up like little spots inside the high school where you can go and get the mist shot for the flu shot without parents' consent. It's literally like they just told the teachers or whatever, whoever was in charge, told them go get your shot.
It's crazy,
So
man.
people just go and get it. And obviously we high school, so we ain't kids either. But you see how I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you need that consent because they're also doing that with youngins too.
Right.
But they're doing it. They're devil. You know, they deceivers. They
Something that was going on where they were passing laws where they can give your children a vaccine without your permission.
Right.
I forget what the documentation was about, but they were saying that they were trying to pass a bill where they could vaccinate your children without the parents' consent.
Right.
So if you
That's
send
wrong.
If you send your kid to school, you are under the responsibility. They are under the responsibility
Right.
of the school, and they can do as they please.
Right.
Yeah, from what I understand, Bill Gates is one of the 13 families.
So he's closely related to them, right? They've done a good job at I don't want to say hiding it, but they've done a good job of disconnecting him. But he goes back to Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger goes back to the Rothschilds. they're all
tied in. They're all juiced in. They're all
with their
juiced in.
line.
And if you take it on a spiritual level, Donald Trump, Gates, all these guys, they were prominent people back in the ancient times.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
See, that's how you gotta look at this thing. People look at Donald Trump as just some schmuck, some realty schmuck that just happened to win presidency. No, this devil was somebody of renown back then, man. Yep, Nero. This devil was somebody, man. You can't just pass it off. See, in carnal eyes, you'll get that perception. Oh my God, he's a clown. He does real estate. He had a TV show. Who is this? Look at Ronald Reagan, man. Ronald Reagan was an actor. He became one of the almost, as they say in Babylon, he's probably one of the best presidents that ever graced the United States of America. Now, how could he be a president? He was an actor. So these spirits are spirits that were somebody of importance back in the ancient times, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're just coming right back playing their role. Look at us. People look at us like, how you guys are prophets? Why should we believe you? Well, our spirits was the prophets of old, coming right back doing the same thing we did in the past. You see? So to a spiritual eye, it's not hard to believe, not hard to understand. But to a carnal eye, in a weak mind, they're like, oh yeah, right. You got all these guys who come up against us, right? They come up against us because why? They don't have the spiritual eye salve to see who we are through the spirit. You know?
Matthew 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
This is what we pray and hope for, man. That Yahushua shorten these days. But you know what shortening the time means, right? These prophecies are going to speed up. Because he's not going to leave out a prophecy. That'll make a Lord of light. So he's going to speed this thing up. So for the election, it's going to be shortened. Why? Because Esau, that just tells you how damn wicked Esau's going to be, man. Yahushua said, if he doesn't shorten the time, there's going to be no flesh left to be saved.
Remember when I told you a couple weeks ago, I've been out here for a year already.
Right. Yeah,
crazy.
Flying by.
Yeah, if I want to bring on this article, you speak of short, right?
Go ahead, bro.
Just to show just how close we are to the time. And now this is from the UOWeeklyNews.com. Now this part is bringing out the mark of the beast, right? And he says right here, Sweden get futuristic high-tech implant in their hands to replace cash and credit cards eliminating coronavirus contact.
Right. Then there's Esau.
Like we did it one time, and he says, this is from the UOWeeklyNews.com, and that's in Sweden. He says Sweden get futuristic high-tech implant in their hand to replace cash and credit card, eliminating coronavirus contact. So if you go to Sweden right now, you won't barely hear anything about coronavirus down there because they're already talking. People are already taking that chip. They're already complying with Esau's agenda. That's why you won't hear too much about Sweden, being infected with that virus that Esau is talking about. And he says again, as we down, he says more than 4,000 people have already had the high-tech chips, about the size of a grain of rice, inserted into their hand, with the pioneers predicting millions will soon join them as they hope to take it global. Using the implant, make cash and credit card redundant and massively reduce the risk of transmitted infection.
It's gonna go global, man.
Yeah.
Once you start tying in all the loose ends of what this is really all about, they're going to draft up legislation where have a card to present, and that card gets compromised, or if you have a forged card saying you was taking it back to see blue, they're going to need to have a way to upend that, if you will. So what is that? They're going to implement the RFID chip to incorporate your And if you look at it spiritually, it's just a representation of how that chip is going to be. They can cut it off in a heartbeat. You know? They're going to cut it off in a heartbeat. That's all right. Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's it. And this is what we tell you, man. This is what's happening. This is the good news right now. Knowing that these things, are happening, people will be like, oh, well, what about you? What are you going to do? We're going to trust in the Lord, man. Right. We're going to trust in the Lord. We ain't worried about what we're going to eat. As the Lord said, take no thought for your life. What you should eat, what you should put on. So the Lord's going to have us covered, man. Likewise, all you people out there in the world who don't believe, you're going to find out the hard way, man. Good.
Right.
Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now is a high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
That's why we come out, man. That's why we come out to fulfill and be obedient to the Lord Yahweh Shai, because that time is coming. I don't want to get left behind, man. I don't want to be down here, when all shit's breaking loose and the Lord decides to come and beat people up. We give diligence to make our calling and election sure, which is very important, man. And teaching you the truth, whether it hurts you or not, man. We don't give a damn. We're going to tell you, if it hurts you and you feel betrayed and you feel like, we're not right, it doesn't matter. We don't care about your feelings. Give me Isaiah 58.
Top?
Yep.
Isaiah 58 verse 1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
All right, hold on. Cry aloud and spare not. Meaning what? Don't give a damn about how somebody feels, or how people perceive you. You got people that come up that have been in love with Jesus their whole life, man. You got people that have been giving out food and hand-me-outs and clothes and all types of shit in the name of Jesus Christ. But when they come here, they're going to hear the truth of the matter. And they're going to understand that what they've been doing and what they've been taught has all been lies and deceit. And now the time has come where the true words of the prophets of the Lord are going to be on the highways and byways telling the truth of the matter.
This is Jeremiah 16 and 19. It says, O Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things where there is no profit.
And this is what happened, man. You got a lot of our people who turned Catholic or Catholics. Why? Because they inherited lies. The Catholic religion is nothing but that, a religion that's going to lead a lot of you people to death. Okay?
That's how you know it ain't the truth too, because Christianity been all over the world for I don't know how long.
Hey, back her up, bro. Tell her to back about your face, bro.
Hey.
Tell her to back about your face a little bit. Shit. Alright? So that's right, man. It's all lies and deceit. But we've come to destroy those lies. We've come to knock those lies, knock them in the dirt, as they say. Alright? Good, brother.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3.
See, there's a pure Irishman right there. Pure Irishman. He might be our people right there. He got that look. Even though he looked like a white boy, he may be an Irish, he may be an Israelite. That's just, kind of, the Lord is, anyway, go ahead, brother. Yeah, right. That's what I sell to see these things.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, but we do not war after the flesh. It says, for the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right, and this is why Esau is so carnal, because his weapons are carnal. Esau's not a spiritual man. You have a spiritual ounce of blood in him, man. He's the wicked. He opposes everything that the Lord has set up. The Lord said, don't eat pork, he feeds people pork. The Lord said you shouldn't marry men and marry women. He does the very opposite. Because he's a carnal man, and he believes that he is the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, casting down imaginations,
right,
and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai,
right,
and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of the Lord.
Right, casting down imaginations, man. We come out here, we teach the truth of the matter. People sit there and we tell you, You know, what does the Lord look like? The Bible says, oh, he has no color. He's never been seen before. What kind of shit is that? Where's that coming from? Spoken by people that's never opened the Bible in their life. They're going to tell us what the Lord looks like. It doesn't matter. For truth's sake, it matters. Go ahead.
Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie?
Right.
And
Change the truth of the Most High into a lie. Who was empowered to do that? You know, and all these so-called, these so-called principles in the iconoclasm. They made the children of Israel look totally like, so-called Caucasians, right? And these are the things that are being cast down. You got a place called the Russian Icon Museum up in Clinton, Mass. We visited that a few times. We know whether or not I know him personally. We know him personally. And through the speakings and teachings that we told him, he removed some paintings off the wall, man. All right, brother?
They weren't typically sound, so he shouldn't have.
That's right. We told him about what and sure enough, he moved those bad boys right off the wall. And then they were renovating the joint, took me and the elder, took us down, showed us, it was all spiritual though. It was all spiritual. He took us down to the depths of the joint where no one was going, no one even knew what was happening down there. Yeah, man, we gotta get touched with the cat. He was a good dude, man. Took us down there, showed us the blueprints. He used to be a Took us down there, showed us the blueprints. Gordon Lake is his name. So all that being said, he owns the Russian Icon Museum up in Clinton, Mass, right? Now when you look at those frescoes and those images, man, you can tell they were all black people. All black people, but with the craftiness of the so-called Europeans, with the scouts and the paint, all look like Edomites. You know? So we're gonna make another trip up there soon. When this place burns up, give them a trip up there. You know, so good, brother.
Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator?
Right. That's what happens. They serve the creature more than the creator, meaning they serve man rather than serving the Lord, man. Especially our people. Our people love to chase after Esau. They go to Esau to get there. And as the scripture said, we're going to go to Esau and want of all things. But when it comes to these spiritual gifts, Esau can't give you these spiritual gifts, man. He can't give you the spiritual gifts that the Lord gives us. We didn't buy this from no man. We weren't taught it by no man per se. The elders taught us, but the elders gave us the roadmap, and then the Spirit, the Lord has brought us, full circle, if you will. All right? But Esau,
you can't Google a breakdown.
right? Esau, he's gonna tell you that Jesus Christ was a white man, blonde hair, blue eyes. He walked around, he's baptizing it. That's what Esau tells you, man.
The image in the cross, but yet the Lord said that He's against anyone who worship any other God but Him.
Right.
And I got it right here in Exodus chapter 20, verse 4, and He says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or in fact, up." And He said that I am the Lord thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. And Jacob people, they're mostly the ones that have all them images of that fake Christ they worship, which is actually a man that was on the earth, which is known as Cesare Borgia. They worship that image, and they worship Mary, a statue of Mary. That's the wickedness of people. And that is what will provoke them to fall into F. And He says in verse 5, "Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power,
Right.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me."
Now here in Key Largo, we got a picture of Jesus Christ in the sea. See? That's down in Key Largo. Now why would one go extent of putting a statue of this devil in the sea.
They physically put him under, or it was like a flood. Okay.
We're dealing with the devil, man. He erected that shit and put it right down in there. Got him looking up and shit. The real devil, man.
Remember that verse one more time. We're supposed to about the image. And he said that in Exodus 20:4, he says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of thing that is in the above, in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." And there you go right there.
Now check it out, right? Check it out. They want you to pay $95 for that shit, for a picture of that shit. See, I mean, you.
They're selling that picture.
They're selling it right there. Look at that.
You can just Photoshop it.
Key logo.
Right.
Underwater Jesus. $95.
You can just screenshot it.
Yo,
anyways,
the devil.
Right.
The devil at him. It's the devil at work. You see, you're gonna pay $95 for a lie.
Never satisfied. He's greedy. He wants all that money, man.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where who is he?
That's right. He covered the face of the judge of the world, meaning he filled his face with the world with his face, man. He filled the cities of the world with his face. You know, even right down to the key logo, underwater Jesus, man.
Right.
Looking up to the heavens. That's a damn shame, man. You know? But what are we gonna do? We can't do anything until the Lord comes back, man. That's why the scripture says, I do Zechariah, wait ye upon me until I rise up to the prey. Zephaniah, right? Zephaniah, yeah. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. My mind getting old, brothers. Getting old, my shit is vision's going. I can't even see anymore. See, suckers. Anyway.
I'm gonna got a piece of for you.
Go ahead, brother.
First Maccabees 3:48. It says, laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
That's so true. That's when you get that iconoclasm that comes into play. Where they took all the images of the Lord and of the disciples and the prophets and the children of Israel and turned them all to Edomites, man. And that's why when you see all these so-called Jews that come up, they're from the tribe of Levi, they're from the tribe of Yehudi, talking all kinds of madness. And then when you inquire, now one would think, being of a heritage that's so rich and so boisterous, they would understand and know their heritage. What tribe are you from? Well, my dad, my mom is from Levi, so I'm a Levi. Okay? So what else you know about? Well, I don't practice. I don't really, you don't practice. If you're a Hebrew, you're a Hebrew. You know? But once again, they're imposters. They stole our identity. They stole everything that was all about us. And saved the heritage.
Zechariah chapter 9:6.
This is what it is, man. We coming down to the wire here. And it's about coming down to the wire here. It's about to get real hectic out here, man. You know, the race wars heating up. Now, I did a show last night with these cops on the job. And they was like, you know, we can't wait for this race war to start. God, I can't wait to start killing these niggas. Wow. They're over there down in down south somewhere. But the point of the matter is this: they was on the job since the 1990s. But the sentiment that they have, they all have it, man. They just don't show it. You know? Likewise, the sentiment we have. If you look at Edomites, we know you're going into slavery. We ain't gonna jump around. You're going to every Edomite. He's going into slavery. He's going into slavery. No, keep it under our hat. You know, they come up and stay quiet. We're gonna tell you you're going into slavery. It's the bottom line. You know, there ain't no secret. But these cops were caught on their little body cams, whatever it was. They was having a conversation. And they said, yeah, you know, we can't wait for this race war to start. You know, God, why we can't wait to start killing these niggas? He was, I swear to God, I can't wait. You think these cats are joking, man? They ain't joking. They ain't fucking around. They ready, man. Gun hilt up. Meanwhile, our people is fucking shucking and jiving, man. You got these Edomites, got their training their kids, shooting 9mm guns and all kinds of AK-47s. What's Jake doing? Let him be a little princess boy. Let him, you know, give him a dress and all kinds of shit. That's the error of our people, man. Our people are lost because of lack of knowledge. All right, you got something on deck?
Yeah, because well, like you said, it says right here from MSNBC.com. Just to show that the elder was right. It says NC police officer wastes his rent caught on tape. I can't wait for a wasteful.
Right, that's it right there.
Yep.
What police officer was it?
It says NC.
North Carolina.
Yep, NC police. North Carolina.
Read it again.
It says North Carolina police officer.
You gotta quote that now, 'cause that's a quote.
Yep. It's a quote from what he says. I was on mouth. North Carolina police officer wastes his rent caught on tape. Quote, I can't wait for a waste war. Wow.
Keep reading.
And he says in Wellington, North Carolina, 3 long-time police officers were fired after a video of their racist conversation was discovered.
Let me see if they put the main ingredient. He said, I can't wait to start killing these fucking niggas. Yeah, it is right there. Let's go. Yep. It says one officer says that a civil war is needed to wipe them off the fucking map. Wait a minute now. To put them back 4 or 5 generations. Yeah. Well, he also said, I can't wait to start killing these fucking niggas.
WHO, Andrew Brown. Look at the video of them fabricating a warrant, falsified warrant, okay? And they got a warrant saying that Andrew Brown coming out of his driveway.
That's the brother that got shot in the car?
Yes.
Yeah, I
He
saw
got
that.
shot in the driveway.
Yeah, I saw
But
that.
they blocked the driveway off.
Yeah.
They shot him 4 times.
Yep.
The last bullet, 5 bullets. The last bullet, they shot him in the head.
Yeah.
They don't want that part to be under the video.
Yeah, he got shot in the back of the neck, in the head, and the whole shit. My thing is, the nigga drove out, fine, you got the right to flee the cops. You gotta sit there. If you don't want to stay there, you can flee. But if you're not posing no danger to them, they ain't supposed to shoot you. But understand, the Lord is putting the spirit out there, man. These things are going to happen and need to happen, man. That's the spirit. These devils are out of control, man, and that's the spirit that the Lord's given them.
And it hasn't read the verdict.
I'm gonna go here and come back and bounce you real quick.
This is backing up how you just brought out that quote from those cops, right?
Yep.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. For they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory.
That's right, brother. Go ahead.
Yep. Romans 13 and 3 and 4. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is a minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
That's right. Lord don't sleep, man. And Lord, you want to fuck around, do evil, you want to do wickedly. Lord don't sleep. He ain't no respecter of persons either.
Right.
He will destroy you. That's why we keep telling you that our voice is going out, man. The voice is going out. The word of the Lord is going out. If you haven't received it and can't receive it, and are having a hard time trying to receive it and battling and trying to figure out is this the right way, then clearly the Lord has not gave you the ability to receive it and have it, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is Amos 1:11, and it says, "Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgression of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof."
Right, the punishment's they're gonna get it, man. There's no escaping this thing. We've gone through our punishment, we've received our punishment, and you damn well best believe you heathens and you other nations are gonna get yours too, man. Go ahead.
It says, "I will not turn away their punishment thereof," and because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity.
That's right.
And his anger did tear perpetually, and kept his wrath forever.
Going back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, where the Lord speaks about there was a struggle in the womb. There was a struggle in the womb, and that struggle to this very day, how he has cast off all pity. There was one video I was watching, and it dragged the woman out the damn car. She was driving down the road. She had her music going. Grandmother, 69, maybe 68, 69, driving down the road. That was in back of her, but she didn't know. They said she was going 10 miles an hour to the speed limit. She said when she finally looked in the rearview mirror, she pulled over. This devil went there, snatched her black ass out of the car, put her in the arm bar, had her on the floor. She's like, what's going on? And it's fucking manhandling her. And one of the cops said when he pulled up beside her, she looked as if she knew what was going on. So I should tell you, when she finally pulled over, you approach her, hey man, what's going on here? You know, you don't go and just fucking extract her out of the car by her fucking forehead. And he goes, yeah, and they was cracking up. After the said and done, they're all talking, oh, it was a good chase, Joe. Good job. I had a handful of weave, too. You know? Yeah, man. Go check that shit out. But once again, that's just the spirit that's in these devils, man. They got a wicked spirit in them, and they know that time is coming where they're going to be able to be unleashed to perform all the work of the Lord, believe it or not. They're going to perform the work of the Lord, man. The scripture says, they should be like madmen sparing none. Good, brother.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. And it says, and there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Go ahead.
It says, they shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out their houses.
Yep.
And they shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
Yep. So don't think we're gonna get out of this, you know, we're gonna skate through this thing with, you know, with sharp blades on. We're gonna go through hell, man. We're gonna be dipping and diving. Yahweh Shai had to bounce on shit. Yahweh Shai had to bounce through the city, through the people and dip, you know. We're gonna do the same thing. Oh, you guys are cowards. You goddamn right. If the Lord gonna put the spirit on us to bounce, we're gonna bounce.